wishes to consume.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Mr. Fincher. Thank you for yielding on this important measure. It pains me to stand in opposition to my friend, the ranking member of the committee, in support of H.R. 650. But I believe that H.R. 650 is a common sense bill that actually preserves financing options for manufactured homes while preserving and maintaining consumer protections. I want to add, too, that my friend from Missouri noted the health of the industry, and I'd like to provide a counter comment on that, just that in the last decade alone, this very tough economic decade that we've had, there's been an 80% decline in the production of manufactured housing in the country. Some 160 plants have closed, and a loss of some 200,000 jobs, and therefore this industry is important to our nation. As a percentage of total housing units in my home state of Arkansas, we have 170,000 units, which is some 13% of housing units in our state, one of the largest percentages in the country. For many years, I was a community banker with offices in the Mississippi Delta region of Arkansas, and for many of our families, especially in rural areas, manufactured housing is not only the best option for housing, but it's the best option for clean, safe, modern, and affordable housing. And often, due to low volumes in these kinds of towns, the only option, as many of my colleagues have noted. However, under the new mortgage rules issued by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, many of these manufactured housing loans are now automatically considered high cost and therefore subject the consumer to higher costs and to lenders to greater liability. And therefore, many of my old colleagues in community banking are offered fewer loans. And that impacts hardworking, low to moderate income families across Arkansas, and particularly in rural America, whose only objective is to own a home, have the dream of home ownership. The director of CFPB has acknowledged that its rules may, in effect, have this issue of constraining credit. But as the executive director of Arkansas's Manufacturing Housing Association said in a recent letter, most low-income Arkansas families don't have the luxury when it comes to their mortgage options, and that many of our member businesses won't last for a few more years of decline in sales. And, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to enter this letter in the record.
Without objection, so ordered.
Regarding consumer protection, I agree with my colleagues. This bill does not weaken any current laws. It protects consumer access to affordable credit, preserves the consumer's choice, and helps Americans achieve financial independence, and prevents the CFPB rules from overprotecting low-income consumers out of the option of a manufactured home. H.R. 650 is about protecting the American dream of home ownership. I'm proud to support this bipartisan bill. I think it's common sense. And Mr. Fincher, I yield back and thank you for your leadership.
Gentlemen.